been profiling this guy, and we think that we can social engineer him into helping us break into the network that he's on. We followed him to a tech conference, chatted him up, went to the bar with him, and found out he does indeed work for the client that hired us to run an assessment on their network. Now, he's not aware, and we think we can get him to install something that will make a connection out to us, and we can turn his machine into a pivot so we can do some lateral movement further into the target. What we're going to do is, from the outside, we're going to compromise a host on a private network, and then we're going to use that connection to pivot through the host and attack the rest of the internal network. Here is our setup. We have two networks here. On the outside is VMnet 2. That's our internet. On the inside is VMnet 3. That's the private network of the organization. Notice the IP addresses. The outside VMnet 2 is 172.16.00/24, 255.255.255.0. The Kali machine, which is on the outside, is 172.16.0.200. Over on the private network, VMnet 3, we're using 10.10.10.0/24. So the machines all on this side are 10.10.10 something. 10.10.10.10, 11, 12. And the inside interface of this firewall is 10.10.10.1. All of these internal machines use 10.10.10.1, the inside interface of the firewall, as their default gateway to get out to the outside world. On the outside interface of the firewall, it of course belongs to the 172.16 network. So while Kali is 172.16.0.200, the outside interface of the firewall is 172.16.0.100. We're using Windows 2000, the W2K machine, to act as a very simple firewall. Actually, technically, it doesn't have any packet filtering rules on it at all, but it's acting as a network address translation router. And that is good enough for our particular activity. So we're pretending it's a firewall. We also have a snippets file for this activity, activity 6.12.4. We're going to use these snippets so we can copy and paste, and we don't have to type nearly as much. Although I encourage you to type just so your hands get used to, your fingers get used to typing these commands. Because when you're really hacking, you probably won't have a snippets file to follow. Let's go over to VMware Workstation Player. Now first make sure all of the VMs are shut down. We're going to use 5 of them in this activity. W2K will act as our firewall. We have Server 2016, XP Pro, Metasploitable, and Kali Linux. So with all the VMs turned off, we're going to just check a few checkboxes and switch their interfaces. Start with whatever your first one is. In my case, it's W2K. Just select it. Do not open it. No double clicking. Just select. Come down and edit virtual machine settings. Click that. Go to network adapters. Now you'll notice there are 3 of them. We need to change the settings on all 3. Go to the first one for NAT. See how it is checked for connected power on? Uncheck this. Untick that. Then go to the next network adapter for VMnet 2. Check that so it will come on. And then VMnet 3, check that. So we want the NAT adapter to go off and the custom adapters VMnet 2 and 3 to come on. Click OK. Do the same sort of thing for Server 2016. Select that. Go down to Edit the Settings. The NAT adapter, whatever it is, select it and uncheck it. The custom VMnet 3, check it. There's only VMnet 3. It doesn't have 2 adapters. Only Windows 2000 has 2 for our lab. Everyone else just has 1. Click OK. Same thing for XP. NAT goes off. VMnet 3 goes on. Click OK. Same for Metasploitable. NAT goes off. VMnet 3 goes on. OK. Same thing for Kali. NAT goes off. And Kali is on the outside, so it's VMnet 2. It goes on. OK. Now, one by one, start these VMs, and they should be ready to go. Going back to our diagram here, You are a very clever attacker, and you have identified that next to this company is a very popular pub lunch spot where they serve coffee and drinks and really great lunches, and a lot of the workers from this company come over and they come and eat and hang out and sit and whatever during lunch. So you have decided to social engineer one of them. You spot one guy, you chat him up, you get his name, and you get information out of him that will probably reveal his password. And you give him a game on a USB stick. You talk about this is the greatest game, the greatest miniature version of Minecraft you've ever played. So he delightedly takes the USB stick from you, and he's going to play it as soon as he gets back to his office. We spend whole modules on social engineering and creating and distributing malware. You'll study that very soon, a little later in the course. Just for now, you've social engineered the guy, and you've given him a Trojanized game. And pretty soon he's going to go back and play it. And then the fun will start. What's going to happen is you're going to set up and be ready for him. He's going to go back to his office, and he's going to put this little Minecraft mini in his machine, and he's going to try to play it. When he launches it, the Trojanized game, the malware, will start a reverse TCP connection going through his firewall back to you, but you'll be ready and waiting. You'll be listening on port 80 as if you were some web server. So in case the firewall logs the connection, which it will, it'll think that this guy's just going to some website. You'll be waiting for his reverse TCP connection. And when that connection is made, you will have a two-way Metasploitable interpreter session. Started by him, but connected to you. And now this is where you can communicate. This is where we can tunnel through via the interpreter session. The interpreter session will act like a pipe. It has a connection through the firewall because the guy on the inside started it, so the firewall allowed it. You are then going to start attacking the internal network. You already have a pathway. You have a pipeline, the Metasploitable interpreter session that the XP Pro guy started. Since he started it, the firewall is permitting any outbound connections plus replies. That's where it gets fun, right? So you will start attacking, going through the interpreter pipeline, going past the firewall, going to the XP Pro, and one of the first hacks we'll do is to install routing on the XP Pro. That's our pivot, so you can continue in and attack the additional machines inside. Are you ready? I am. Let's go pivot and do some lateral movement. I'll see you in the next activity.